Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a simple, easy pumpkin pie. So my first question is, why am I making pumpkin pie? Well, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and you always want to make your desserts the day before because some desserts have to chill in the refrigerator for a day so that the other food just gets eaten before the dessert. So let's get started. So before we start to bake and before I start to show you the ingredients that you need, I have some helpful tips for you. The first tip is to always wash your hands and get away the germs before you start baking. The second tip is to always have your materials on a napkin so whenever you're done mixing, you can just put it right back on the napkin so it doesn't make a mess. Tip number 3 is to always preheat the oven before you start to bake so that it'll already be ready for you when you're done. Those are my tips. So let's go ahead and show you the ingredients. So these are all of the ingredients that we're gonna need to bake this yummy, delicious pie. So let me go ahead and tell you what all of the ingredients are. So you're gonna need 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 2 eggs, 1 can of organic pumpkin, and evaporated milk. And you need an uncooked pie crust because in pumpkin pie it's really important to have a raw pie crust, but in apple pie you have it cooked. So just remember that in pumpkin pie you have to have the crust raw. So first we're going to start with mixing all of our dry ingredients together. So let's come over here and go ahead and pour them all into this bowl. So I'm going to start with the sugar. I'm going to pour the whole bowl of sugar. So now I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So if you're using 1/4 of a teaspoon like me, you're going to put in 4 of 1/4 teaspoons. The cinnamon smells so good. Okay, so next we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I poured my salt into this bowl because as you can see, I couldn't really measure it with the sprinkle on top. So an easier way to measure this is to pour it into a bowl and measure it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 of these in. Okay, so next we're going to take our ground ginger and we're going to pour 2 of these in just like the salt. Ground ginger is a very strong smell, so if you don't like the smell of ginger, then you might want to cover your nose when you do this. So now we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. And why do we add just 1 of these? Because cloves is a really strong scent. So now we're going to mix it all up. And you want to mix it until you don't see any clumps or the same color by itself. As you can see, there's some of this brown by itself, so you want it all to be mixed in with the white. And the ginger, it can get a little bit clumpy, so you can break that up with your mixing tool. And you want to look on the bottom because some of them sink to the bottom. And you just want to mix it up like this until it's all mixed together. So now we're going to set this to the side and do our eggs. So now I'm gonna put my 2 eggs in the bowl and we're gonna beat them up so that the white is finely incorporated. So now that all of our ingredients are mixed in, it smells so good. So now we're gonna pour it into our pie crust. So when I have a little bit extra, I like to make a custard. So get a oven-safe dish and pour your custard into the dish. This is going to turn out to be so good. So now let's put it in the oven. So you want to bake the pie at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. And then you want to reduce the heat to 300 degrees for 50 minutes. Let it bake in 300 degrees and then let it chill for 2 hours. So now our pie is done and it looks really good and it smells amazing. The crust is all golden and don't worry if it's a little bit jiggly. And don't worry if it's burned right here. But anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I hope it was really helpful to you and taught you how to make a pumpkin pie. See you next time.